development partner?
Exactly that. Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zafirah, and I head the training and education side of business. I'm head of the Securities Finance Academy, and I have over 12 years experience in learning and development concentrated around financial services. So I am really excited about this community of ours because I feel securities, finance and financial services learning tends to be by a organisation per organisation basis, which is absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that. But where do people within the business just go to have a chat and share nuggets of information, great learning and development ideas for their teams, and also to keep up to date on the developments that are happening in L&D, i.e. digital transformation, as the pandemic has pushed learning forward hugely in the digital space. So we kind of have to ask ourselves what's next. And I am always on the forefront of developments in L&D and look forward to speaking to everyone on anything to do with training, and whether that's from a user perspective or if you're thinking about organising training or designing training even. So that's my passion. I think my agenda really, Roy, is to continue with what we're doing and building the Peerpoint Alpha community, continue to work with my learners and the decision makers, business unit heads to provide excellent training that's measurable and that really has an impact on performance, starting with the courses we have written by Sean and Jeff, which, you know, my learners are always really dear to me, and I make sure I work with the trainers to make sure they're having a good learning experience. We continue to build out our course offerings. I'm really interested in ESG, and definitely will be keeping my ear on the ground on developments with that and how that ties in with training. But overarching, you know, training and development education, it's not going to go away, or it's not siloed, if I can say it that way. All your great subject matter experts that we have here, you know, we'll look forward to working with everyone in making our community in financial services, SecFin, and technology as well, just improving communications and learning and doing it better. Yes, just listening to Sean and Jeff and everyone talking about sharing knowledge, I think the pack is dear to my heart in the sense that, you know, the strong word for me is community. We're not just experts to be here and answer your questions. I am really looking forward to dialogue, having an open dialogue with everybody across the board, all our users, on all the different subjects and how they could tie into learning and development. So if we consider subjects on compliance, taxation, how do we make that a better learning experience? And in terms of learning, you know, we increasingly talk about learning in the flow of work and on demand and being bite-sized and blended and so forth. And being part of a community gives people to sort of unconsciously get the information they need and want. And as Roy mentioned, you know, that you don't just finish the discussion by watching a video. You have a community to go to and read questions and answers and discuss certain topics. So for me, having this community for me is about discussing how all these important subjects in financial services and all the different players, from business unit leaders to learners and decision makers, how from an L&D perspective, how can that be harnessed to improve your offerings and improve your staff? And also from a user perspective, just have people be able to network and share ideas, because being part of a Peerpoint team, for example, I really feel sometimes we do our best work when we are sharing ideas, or, you know, Julian, John, Roy, myself, Jeroen, we come up with the best ideas when we're together, and I can just see that flourishing in a community where people can share ideas on learning and development. And if you didn't know something about L&D and how that could tie into your work or what you're trying to do within your organisation, then I am able to lend that support and expertise. So, you know, whether that's use of videos or infographics or all these different tools we have. So for me, you know, the learning always keeps going ahead, keeps forging ahead, and being part of a community will just make it accessible to have those dialogues at a click of a mouse, really, rather than thinking you always have to have those discussions internally with HR. And, you know, knowing specifically about training. So that's my take on looking forward to getting involved with the HearPoint Alpha community.
Great.